Hey everybody and YouTubers, welcome to Heartbeat. My name is Brendan, this is Karley, this is Toby, and we're at Heartbreaker Guitars, bringing to you our newest segment to our YouTube channel, Heartbeat. Karley, what the hell is Heartbeat?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So we decided to give you some more just real content, not just demos, not just unboxings, but talking about the music culture, music history, and just topics that are on our mind.
So what do we got on store for today?
Well, today we're gonna do Gen Xer versus Millennial, our top 5 bands.
So easy. I'm gonna smoke you.
I don't know. I'm gonna come at you with some real stuff.
And I've heard of all of them. Is Millennial?
Probably you have, or you'll have to ask your kids.
Okay, don't forget to stay tuned to the end because Toby has given his submission for the top 5 bands also. That's right, Toby's got his list, and we're gonna bring that to you.
Yes.
Okay, Karley, all right, who's going first?
I think we should let schoolyard rules decide. We should rock, paper, scissors.
Deal.
Okay,
Ready?
okay.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Ah, damn, all right.
I'm first.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, top 5 bands. Generation X versus Millennial. This Generation Xer chooses his number 5 band, the Eagles, Karley.
Okay.
How do you go wrong with the Eagles?
I don't really think you can. I do love, I think, the Eagles. I think I've heard their music before.
You think?
No, I'm kidding. I have, for sure. I had to throw it out there. So I do love the Eagles, but you tell me why. It's your list.
Okay, gosh, songwriting, hits galore.
True.
I love the individuals of the band. I love Don Felder. I love Don Henley. Glenn Frey is an awesome songwriter.
Yeah.
And even Randy Meisner from one of the original lineups. Killer bass player, killer voice. Do you know that the only number 1 song, I think the only number 1 song that they ever had was Take It to the Limit, and that was actually sung by Randy Meisner.
Okay, I did not know that.
Who only sings a few of their songs. Most of them are sung by Don Henley and Glenn Frey.
Interesting.
So
okay.
I chose the Eagles.
All right.
Karley, hit me.
I can't wait for your face. All right, my number 5 pick, Millennial, Elder Millennial. My pick is 3 Days Grace. Okay, you're saying to yourself,
who the hell is 3 Days Grace?
That? Okay, so they're a rock band that started in the early 2000s, I think 2002, 2003. So I definitely grew up, it was like high school, college time for me. So obviously that leaves an imprint. They've had an almost 20-year career. So I feel like just the staying power is something to be mentioned for sure. But also they have a record in 2018. They broke the record against Van Halen for the most number 1 mainstream rock hits.
Wait. Van Halen?
Yes. So they had the record up until that point, which was broken by 3 Days Grace for the most number 1 mainstream rock hits. Recently broken, I think like last week, by Seven Dust. Why did I not choose Seven Dust? Because I like 3 Days Grace better. That's why. So that's my number 5.
There you have it. 3 Days Grace. Moving on. Generation X, number 4. We've got Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Okay, all right.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, the writing combination of Mike Campbell and Tom Petty, I mean, how many hits do these guys have? And they're just simple but killer, catchy, hooky songs. I love Tom Petty.
Yeah, you do love Tom Petty because you were always playing Tom Petty.
I am. You know what's great about Tom Petty? His songs are so simple. If you're a guitar player, man, and you only know 3, 4 chords.
I was gonna say it's like 3 or 4 chord progression and you nail it.
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of Mike Campbell. He's one of my favorite guitar players. So yeah, I'm going with Tom Petty.
Awesome, I love it.
You?
All right, so my number 4 pick, Millennial, number 4, I'm gonna go with Metallica.
Oh, now we're speaking the same language.
Yes. Okay, so I actually did listen to Metallica basically since I was like born. Because my father listened to Metallica, so therefore you listen to what your parents listen to, and I grew up with it. I loved it. I asked for Metallica music growing up, and I still love it. I've been to see them in concert, and it was probably the greatest concert going experience. Their live performances sound exactly like their records, but you can tell it's live. There's no backing track, there's no vocals, there's no like, you know what I mean? They're really doing it. James Hetfield's still just rocking the hell out of every song. which is cool.
Yeah, and I don't know how, especially songs like theirs that require so much vocally. I don't know how his voice has held up so over the years so well.
I know, and they're not down tuning it like half a step or a step.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Def Leppard. So
That's a call out.
yeah, because they're still in
That's
that
another
range.
video.
That's a whole separate issue. Yeah. So and I love it, and
I think that
I'm
kind
excited.
of bridges both generations.
Yeah.
Metallica, because I listen to Metallica too. Gosh, they've been around forever, so
Yeah.
good pick.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to number 3. Oh, I love Fleetwood Mac. Who doesn't love Fleetwood Mac? I mean,
no
my
one.
older sisters, they listened to it growing
Yeah.
up, and I was the product of the Fleetwood Mac rumors and Tusk, and I love that music. And Lindsey Buckingham, as you know, is my favorite guitar player.
I know this.
Stevie Nicks, her voice, her songwriting, incredible. But that's me. I'm going to go with number 3, Fleetwood Mac.
I love it. All right. I approve of your number 3. My number 3, remember earlier we were like, now we're starting to bridge the gap. You just take that bridge right back because you're not
boy.
going to like this next one.
boy.
My millennial number 3 pick, I've got Sublime.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
All right. So Sublime changed basically that entire genre of music and brought so many different genres together. It brought ska, punk, surf rock, alternative rock, a little bit of rap, and I feel like brought a lot of different ends of the music community together. And just starting with these backyard performances in Long Beach and branching off into these international tours, I feel like no one can be in a bad mood if Sublime comes on and you're outside with like a cold drink on a warm day or you're on the water. Sublime's self-titled album is my island record. Like if I were like stranded somewhere, that's what I would pick.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'll go with that one. Okay, number 2, Generation X, Rush. I love Rush.
Okay, I do know that one.
I think from a musical talent standpoint, they got to be one of the best of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, Alex Lifeson guitars, Geddy Lee bass, and the master, Neil Peart on drums, and probably, in my opinion, one of the best rock songwriters ever. I mean, I think, Rush has always been classified as a geek band
Yeah.
that only guys liked.
Right, yeah.
But deep lyrics, great musicality. For a band of only 3 people to be able to bring such a big sound, I think it's testimony to how good they were as musicians individually.
I think so.
And like I said, I can't speak highly enough Neil Peart. He's I'm not even a drum guy, but I think he's a genius, and his
Right.
songwriting is just off the chart. A couple of examples of my favorite songs. Obviously you've got the Tom Sawyers and the Big Money, which are big hits, but like songs like The Pass, which is a song about suicide, or Red Barchetta, or Spirit of the Radio. Just so many hits.
Yeah.
Killer tunes.
And like you hear him and you're like, oh, I do love this song. Like, oh yeah. But you know how millennials know Rush, right? You know where every millennial is going to go, oh, that band from I Love You Man. You remember
That's
that
right.
movie?
That's
where
right.
they were like obsessed with Rush.
Yeah.
And then they go home and they're like, we're just going over the set list. Like,
We're going to slap the bass.
we're slapping a bass. Oh, you're an Axeman, huh?
That's right. That's
it.
one of the reasons I love that movie, actually.
Right, it's so good.
So anyway, Generation X, number 2, Rush. Karley, go.
Woo! All right. So my number 2, millennial number 2. This is going to be another one. I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but I'm going to go from a musical culture and impact stance. I'm going to go Nirvana. Nirvana for number 2. So another reason, not just their impact on music and music culture, but the fact that they have got some really introspective lyrics. How great of a band technically they were, I don't know, because they were pretty high. But not just thinking about the songs themselves, not just thinking about how grunge culture came into mainstream in the 90s, but if anything, even if we take away Nirvana, one of the reasons I am putting it as my number 2 is they gave us the Foo Fighters.
Ah, that's true.
So even the Foo Fighters being their main contribution, I'm going to put them as my number 2.
Did you know that Nirvana single-handedly killed hair metal? I mean,
Yes.
when they came out,
Yes.
all those guys went obsolete.
Yep.
It was something
And
to see.
Poison was like, but I have a new album. And
Yeah.
everybody was like, where's your flannel? Like,
yeah. And I mean, all those bands
Yeah.
just went away. And
Yeah,
then after
totally.
Nirvana, you had all the other big Seattle bands that came about. So they definitely started a movement.
They definitely did. And if you think about how rock and alternative rock changed from there, it's pretty interesting to see the complete 180 from bands like Motley Crue and Poison and Def Leppard into bands like Nirvana and Pearl Jam and things like that. So
Yeah. Okay, you ready to do number 1?
already, I'm ready.
right.
Okay.
Generation X, number 1 band of all time. This was hard. You know what? I forgot to mention to the audience, Karley, that we actually had a rule that we agreed on.
Oh, that's
that
right.
we wouldn't choose the Beatles, the Who, or the Stones because
Right.
these bands are just kind of by default. They're iconic.
And you're
They're-
going to pick them no matter
Yeah.
what generation because you're going to be like, well, duh. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. So we
Well, how
eliminated
about-
those few bands.
Since we eliminated those for the last one, do you want to just like say it at the same time and just see what we come up with? Toby.
Toby, chill.
So we'll go like 1, 2, 3, band.
Okay, let's
Okay.
do it. Ready?
Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3.
Queen.
Come on.
You looked at my list.
you
didn't
show her the list
You
ahead
looked
of
at
time?
my list.
You really chose Queen?
You really chose Queen?
Hell yes, I chose Queen. Freddie Mercury is a genius.
Yes.
I think
Agreed.
I mentioned the writing ability of Neil Peart earlier.
Yeah.
But man, Freddie Mercury, I mean, his lyrics are amazing. His vocal range is off the chart.
And to talk about performance and energy on stage and just the fact that he was so incredible as like a person on and off stage. Like no one didn't love Freddie Mercury. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody loved him. And I think their staying power, I went and saw them with Adam Lambert and it was still amazing. And it wasn't Adam Lambert replacing Freddie Mercury. It was Adam Lambert paying tribute to Freddie Mercury for like 2 hours and it was incredible.
Yeah. I have to say something about Brian May.
Yes.
Brian May is one of my favorite guitar players, and it's not because he's technically gifted. It's not because he's come up with all those killer riffs for Queen. I love Brian May because he has his own signature tone.
Yeah.
When you hear Brian May play, you instantly
You go.
know. It's like when you hear Eddie Van Halen, you know.
You know.
Without anybody needing to tell you.
Right.
And Brian May has got that guitar, which he hand built with his father out of his fireplace hearth.
That's
40 years ago
right.
or whatever.
That's right. I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
plugged into an old AC30,
Hey, stop looking
and
back.
he's got that tone.
Yeah.
He's got that tone. So
I love it.
Dude, Queen.
Yeah.
We bridged the gap more than
did.
I thought we would.
I
Guess what I got here?
Oh my God, is that Toby's list?
This is Toby's list.
Toby's
okay.
list.
So, thank you guys for watching Heartbeat.
Yes, thank you.
That was the top 5 bands of all time, Generation X versus my millennial manager here.
That's right.
Karley Cottrell. All right, this is Toby the Beagle, and he gave me this list before we
Is he
started.
list?
So here we go. Toby, top 5 bands of all time. Number 5, Temple of the Dog.
Okay,
I'm going
interesting
hungry.
choice. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Which
that's a
he
good
always
one.
thinks he's going hungry because he's a little chonker.
Number 4, Three Dog Night.
I'm starting to
I
sense
like
a
Three Dog Night.
theme with your choices, Toby.
Number 3, Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
Number
all right.
2, I kind of dig this one,
Yeah.
Pitbull. I'm not really into the
Dolly.
modern music, but I like him.
Yeah, I like him too.
Yeah. Okay, number 1, Toby the Beagle chooses Steppenwolf.
What?
Good choice, Toby.
Toby, good job, bud.
job,
Good
buddy.
choices. All right.
That's
I think
it.
that's it. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much. Please remember to subscribe, like it. If you have comments or you think we were wrong, or if you want to suggest your top 5, if you are a Gen Xer or a millennial or anywhere in between or outside, comment.
Totally. Like I said, put your top 5 in the comment section below. We'd love to hear it. Again, tell us where we're wrong. Tell us where we're crazy. Like, what was that band you said that you were nuts on?
3 Days Grace.
3 Days Grace. There's somebody's gonna blow me up on YouTube over that. Somebody. Guys. Karley,
All right.
Toby,
Toby.
Brendan,
Okay.
signing off. Thanks for watching.
Bye.